Hi guys, and welcome to a new devlog of my indie game Raidborn, which is a sandbox action RPG set in an adventurous fantasy world. Follow me along and enjoy interesting behind the scenes footage and actively participate in the development of the game. But now let's see what I have for you today. Hilarious bugs, pet attack command, ragdoll setup for pets, and more. As you may remember, some time ago I already implemented the pets into the game, and back then I said that I will at some point improve them and make them more advanced, and back then I also just implemented the very basics for the pets that they follow the player, nothing special, it's nothing interesting here, and now is the time to change that. So the first step was to set up the ragdoll physics for the pets because so far they didn't have one. And you see me doing that for the bear here. However, it was pretty tricky to get the system running with those animals here who have 4 different legs and are no biped characters. And as you can see here, I got quite a lot of errors when I tried to start it and to activate the ragdoll physics, but nothing really happened. It was really annoying, and ultimately it seemed to be an issue with the rig, because I haven't created those rigs myself in that case here. And they for some reason didn't really work together with the ragdoll system, and I had to find the issue by trial and error. And when I started it up and did some more research and tried to fix it and everything, I got it working. However, I still had a problem, which you can see here, which looks pretty funny, that beer kind of melted away when I enabled the ragdoll physics, and I didn't really know what was causing the issue, and it was pretty hard to find out what the problem really is. And I was really frustrated and thought that whole pet thing will not work and everything, but we will see how it will turn out in the end. Ultimately, I couldn't really get it working for the moment, but I decided to nevertheless try to implement them into the game because I thought, hey, I will take a look at their program later on. I just want to get them up and running, and I just implemented into the game, did some coding and stuff, did some adjustments so everything works. And actually, although this whole process was not very funny, I have to say the results were deadly funny. Okay, you have to watch this. Really, it looks so hilarious. Really, it's I don't know, I created a monster. I don't know what it is. I mean, look at it. What is it doing? I don't know. What the hell have I created? Really, sometimes just shit happens, and that is one of those times, but at least it was funny. Luckily, I was able to fix this issue in the end, and now we can take a look at how it looks without that buggy movement. I have to note here that the animations are in no means final, and I will work much more on them and also on the overall appearance of the pets. So they are in no means final regarding the animations and appearance. Another thing I added was a functionality so the pet tries to always move where the player is looking to. This not only gives you that nice effect that your pet is always on your side, but it also gives you control over your pet, which is also pretty cool. So it really directly is moving where you're looking at, and I think it gives a cool feeling and kind of feels like you have a direct control to move your pet, and I think that's a pretty cool functionality, and I'm curious to hear what you think about it. You may wonder why the game looks much worse than it did last time. Well, the simple reason for this is that the effects are turned off. I don't really remember why I did it. Maybe it was for performance reasons, maybe it was just by accident, because this sometimes just happens because you're playing around with settings and everything. But just wanted to show you how it looks without effects and with effects. So here it is without effects, and now I'm turning them on. As you can see, the difference is really dramatic, and I just wanted to show you this, that you don't get confused because I just forgot to enable it by accident or for performance reasons. And I also show you that just to keep in mind how the game actually looks. Now it's time to implement the last remaining pet, which is the rabbit, because the bear is already there, which actually rhymes, and the wolf is also implemented already. I did this some time ago when I first showed you the pets. Again, I started with setting up the ragdoll physics, and I again ran into some issues because the rig from the rabbit was different and the issue with the rabbit was also different. So again, an annoying try and error task. However, this time I was able to fix it more quickly. And after I did some additional coding for the rabbit, because he will have different functionality, we will take a look at later, I just added him to the scene, pressed play, and it did actually work. And here again, you see the healing functionality for the rabbit in the game. And I think really, especially the rabbit looks very cute if he's running around here. And really, I think it's actually my favorite pet. And yeah, I was glad that it just works, and yeah, I think rabbit is pretty cool pet. And it will have a different functionality than the other pets, because instead of helping you with combat, it will help you finding more loot in the dungeon. I don't want to talk in too much detail about how this works because it's not yet ready, but ultimately you will receive more loot if you pick the rabbit as a pet. The point is, the different functionality I need here is that the rabbit is not going to fight. So I need to implement something so that when you get into a fight, the rabbit will run away, and that is what you see here in the background, then that if you get attacked as a player, the rabbit is running away. Another very important feature I added to give you more control over your pet and also to add more tactical depth was to bring in an attack command for your pet. And the way it works is that you simply point on an enemy with your crosshair, then it turns red, you press a button, and the pet will attack the enemy. However, when I first implemented this, I ran into a bug where the pet, when it reaches the enemy, did not attack the enemy, but instead run away. I was able to fix this pretty quickly and additionally added a whistle sound to attack command, which a friend suggested. I'm really curious to hear what you think about it, but note that this is just a placeholder sound I recorded myself. The next new feature is a very subtle one, but also a very cool one, and I will just leave you with the footage for a second and will explain it afterwards. So as you could hear, I added a sound effect to the player that if he is killing an enemy, there is a probability that he is playing this laughing sound effect. Most likely we'll re-record some of those player sound effects because they don't sound very good. It's just a placeholder sound effect here in that case, okay? But still, I think it's pretty cool, and I'm very excited to hear what you think about that particular feature here, because I think it could be annoying, but it also is pretty cool that sometimes if you just kill an enemy and completely devastate him, that the player is just laughing. I think that's really a nice little detail here, and I really like it, but I'm curious to hear what you think about it. Okay, it is your turn again. Tell me all your thoughts about the game, about the new features. What do you think about the pets? What should I add? Yeah, I'm just really curious to hear what you think about all the new stuff, and I can't wait to read your comments because I will read every single one of them, and also will try to answer all your questions. I really love Raidborn, you know, I'm really dedicated to the game, and I can't wait to bring it ultimately to the beta and to share the game with you and to really get some detailed feedback from you guys. But now it's time to say goodbye. I wish you a wonderful day, stay cool, and see you next week.